Hey guys, Adam here from Sapphire Comic Sanctuary. Hope you all are having a good week and had a good day. I am back again with a new video, this time reviewing another SAO light novel. If you had watched the previous video, you would know that the next light novel that I was reading and was going to review was going to be Sword Art Online Progressive Volume 1, which is technically two volumes in one very thick book. So, before we talk more about this, let me explain what the difference between mainline SAO is and progressive line SAO is. So, Sword Art Online, many of us learned about through it as an anime, a very popular anime back in, I think, uh, it came out sometime in 2000, in the in the mid 2010s. I don't know if it was 2013 or 2015 when the first SAO season came out. So the anime, basically, if you recall, it begins with Kirito logging into SAO for the very first time, and it just covers, we'll say, day zero, when Kayaba Akihiko locked everyone away in the game. And then it jumped. In the second episode, we were still on the first floor, but the second episode just covered the boss battle and Asuna and Kirito meeting up, and we meet Klein, we meet Diaval, we meet Kiabao. But there is so much more that goes in that happened that we did not see in the anime and will be in the movie Aria of a Starless Night. So, the anime jumps very quickly through the game. I think we go from floor 2 to like floor 30 or something. And we just leave it at that. Just because I don't remember the first season that much. But SAO Progressive goes into the most minute detail. So, as I was reading this, the only thing that I could think about was, wow, there was a lot of shit that happened between the game starting and reading the very first boss. We learned how a lot of the systems in SA work in SAO Progressive, and I think Volume 1 does a good job of explaining that. So basically, what Volume 1 is I'll read the back. Um, Let me put on my best voice. 1 month has passed since Akihiko Kaiba's Deli game began, and the body count continues to rise. 2,000 players are already dead. Kirito and Asuna are two very different people, but they both desire to fight alone. Nevertheless, they find themselves drawn together to face challenges from both within and without, given that the entire virtual world that they now live in has been created as a death trap. The surviving players of Sword Art Online are starting to get desperate, and desperation makes them dangerous to loners like Kirito and Asuna. As it becomes clear that solitude equals suicide, will the two be able to overcome their differences to find the strength to believe in each other, and in so doing, survive? Sword Art Online Progressive is a new version of the Sword Art Online tale that starts at the beginning of Kirito and Asuna's epic adventure on the very first level of the Delhi world of Aincrad. Alright, and here's a quote that I will read. There's no way to beat this game. The only difference is when and where you die. And that's the fucking truth for SAO. So, give you a little tour of the book. Here is the front of the book, your spine of the book. There you go. The back of the book. Feel free to pause the video right there if you want to read it yourself. Now we will go inside the book so I can show you the illustrations. There's the first. Bunch of different quotes. These first few pages are very sticky. Okay, I think that's good. And there's that. And here is this. And this kind of gives you a detail of the floors that are covered. You're not going to be able to read that, and that's just too much to read for a review video. So, Sword Art Online Progressive Volume 1 by Reki Kawahara with art by ABEC and colors by BP are, or maybe that is ABEC's the illustrator, maybe BP is the editor? Let's see. Well, I can check the back. Reki Kawahara always gives kudos to that. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure who, but I know that. Okay, illustration by ABEC. Yeah. All right, so SAO Progressive Volume 1 is what the next animated form of SAO is going to be. It's not going to be an episodic uh, season. It's going to be a movie that releases out in Japan first, depending on the COVID situation out there, and then us in the West and other countries will get the movie when it's safe to distribute it and they can make some money. Um, but before I start showing some interior, as I said, I told you that this book is split between the first and second floor. There we go. So this right here, the page that I'm holding up with my thumb and forefinger, this is Aria of the Starless Night, which is going to be the next movie coming out. And it's a 140-page story. And the rest of it is Rondo for a Fragile Blade, which makes up the rest of the book. And the second floor. So, as you might recall from the first floor, they don't know a whole lot. But they have boss meeting. We know Austin and Kirito get together, and Kiabao discovers that he really hates the beta testers, so he's super against the beta testers, or blaming the beta testers for the situation that they're in, yada yada yada. And then after that meeting, they go and fight the boss, and Diaval dies. But there's so much more that goes into it. We learn about the stats in the game. We learn what sword Kirito was using. He was using what was called an Anneal Blade +6. And Asuna's second sword was her Wind Floret +4. We also learned that Asuna was training in a dungeon by herself because all she could think of was survival, and she was willing to die there and then and not care what happened to her. But Kirito came along in the labyrinth and found her, nearly to the point of passing out from sheer exhaustion, and had to persuade her to stop this. And Kirito could tell right then and there that Asuna has something very special. So it was the earliest their relationship began, even though they were just teammates. They weren't considered a couple. Um, there's also a way that a lot of the players got information, and that was from Kirito's information broker, Argo the Rat. Argo, I didn't know anything about until I played the SAO games, which I would love to play the SAO games. My only problem is with them is the cutscenes are very, very long. Not gonna lie, those cutscenes are very, very long, and there's not a lot of direction in those games. But I will eventually play them. But anyways, Argo the Rat is an information broker, makes money by selling information, and is also considered, well, not, she's not a beta tester. And another thing that we learned about Kirito is the first secret skill that he learned, which was martial arts. And we learned why Argo has those whiskers on her face. But anyways, I will continue talking about the book while I go show some interior artwork from Aria of a Starless Night. Still with me? All right. So there's the first page. And these chapters are really, really short in the beginning. And they read super fast. Here's a scene that everyone can remember from the anime, with Kirito and Asuna sitting on a bench, eating bread with cream on it. Very nice. This is another scene from the anime. There's Kiabao. Um, as you know from the anime, Asuna really likes baths, and here's an illustrated page of Asuna in the bath. That's all you're gonna get. Apparently, Kirito, one of the places that he was staying was a NPC's farmhouse. So he allowed Asuna the use of his bath, and he didn't bother her. He's a man of culture. He won't bother a girl when they're in the bathroom by themselves. Until Argo the Rat burst in, and Kirito has no memory of what happened afterwards. So all we can assume is Asuna punched him out and he was knocked out for a few hours. Oh, we also learned the name of the various bosses' attacks and skills as well. Like in the the Cobalt Lord boss battle, the very first boss battle in the anime. We learned about that. Here's a picture of Asuna again. We also learned that there was a thing called the last attack bonus that Kirito always got in the beta, and being the main character that he is, he gets the last attack bonus in these boss battles. Here is Kirito after getting his coat of midnight and taking up the title of beater. We learn why he took up the title of being a beater, and that was protect the other beta testers from getting lynched by a mob, which was one of his number one worries were. There's an interlude between the two volumes, or the two floors, and this is where we learn about the reason for the whiskers, why Argo has the whiskers on her face. She has the whiskers on her face because she did not um, succeed in the martial arts secret quest. And here's another picture of Argo and Kirito. Uh, that's Argo. And here is the beginning of the second floor story. It took them about 1 month or 1.5 months to clear the first floor, but they cleared the second floor in 10 days. So the main conflict here, besides having to beat the boss battle, was also a blacksmith who was using the quick change skill to scam people out of their weapon and money. So that was pretty interesting. Don't want to spoil it, but that's a center. That's a centerpiece of this second floor arc, which could easily be split between two movies or 12 episodes. There's Asuna and Kirito again. We learn about the materialized all command because Asuna's weapon got broken by the blacksmith who was performing the scam. And there's a lengthy explanation for that. I am not going to explain that. This video is already going on for 16 minutes. Y'all still with me? Great. The one thing that I don't like about the progressive novels is there's not that many illustrated pages compared to the normal novels. Here's the blacksmith after he gets found out for his fraud. You can see Kirito's Neil Blade +6 being destroyed. So Kirito gives that blacksmith the ultimate decision. Do you want to be a scammer thief? Or do you want to give up your craft and become a warrior? And we learn why that blacksmith had to do blacksmithing. He has depth perception issues, which are very important in SAO. And here is the second floor boss battle. There you are. Admitting the fraud. I'm not going to go into detail about that, sorry. And then a bunch of other things. But I can say this much, guys. If you really want to understand SAO and you didn't really like the first season because you felt it was all over the place and you didn't understand shit, like me, pick up Sword Art Online Progressive Volume Number 1 and read it. I will leave a link to where you can pick it up on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles below. And I highly recommend any SAO fan read the progressive novels. It's enhanced my knowledge. It's made me more of a fan of SAO because of just how much actually goes on. And Progressive does an excellent job of doing this. But we're only up to Progressive novel volume 6, and I think they're only on the 4th or 6th floor in the most current Progressive novel that's out. But anyways, guys, highly recommend. I know that I review comics on my channel, but comics are not nearly as fulfilling as when I'm reading these SAO light novels. Highly recommend to pick it up. As for the next SAO light novel that I'm going to be reading is Sword Art Online Progressive Light Novel, Volume 2. This is all about the third floor. I'm going to read that next, and I'm also going to pick up SAO Light Novel Volume 21, which begins the Unital Ring arc. now that it's fully translated into English, which is fantastic. But I want to read the progressive novel first, then I will go and read the Unitol Ring one. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this really long video. I've been talking for 20 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you like my content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do comic book content as often as I can, and I have some comic books that I need to reread and make a review about. If you like this video, hit the like button. It helps me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you hit the dislike button, that's okay too. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And if you want to support me directly, there is a Patreon link below. That is $3 a month pledge. You'll get 24 hours of unlimited access to any new video that I post, and that will also help enhance these videos to a new level that I want to enhance them to. If you want to be first to be notified of my content, be sure to hit the notification bell in the upper right hand corner. Anyways, guys, this has been a long video. Thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a good day and a good week. Good night.